Happy New Year! Okay, we're here 2020, and for those of you who are just tuning in, I'm Anne, and each week I give a general love reading focusing on divine partners. That includes all soulmates, twin flames, twin rays, karmic connections. Okay, so now that we are January 2020. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I love it. I just love the way January's coming in, and I know it's just going to keep on rolling in a positive way. And you know what? Even if it doesn't, I'm going to make it positive. That's the way we have to think during this time. I hope you guys have your plans set, your planners done, your vision board, however you want to put those plans together. Just make it happen. Just do it. If you didn't already start, you could start today, tomorrow. This whole month of January is the beginning of 2020. So I always look at it as, okay, if I don't get it done before January 1st, I'm going to get it done before the end of January. It's more of like give me a little leadway. You know, we all like a little leadway, we like a little extra time, you know, like in our generation, we all sometimes, not that we procrastinate, but we're going to get it done. So I have everything set, and I hope you guys too, because it's going to be amazing. Goals, New Year's resolutions. I don't like to say that because they're always failing, and you know what, this year they're not going to fail. I have so many set, and I know it's going to happen, and you have to just keep saying this over and over. Positive affirmations, positive thinking, positive light all around you. Surround yourself. And I still keep my Christmas tree up for a little while afterwards, you know, just a few days afterwards. Okay, so it's been a little bit longer than a few days, but I think it's so pretty. It's so hard to take it down sometimes. You know, and I have two of them. This is like my little baby tree. I like to look. I love the light that it comes in. Okay. So the first card of 2020, the first video of the first weekly oracle reading video is affirmations. How wonderful is that? For this new year, the first card, affirmations. Okay, this is what we all need to start doing. This is what both divine masculine and divine feminine, doesn't matter who you're leaning towards this week or which one you want to label yourself as. It's all about who you know, who you are on the inside. You may be even both. I mean, I do see that happen as well, because positive affirmations bring in positive joy, positive energy, positive everything in your life to make it better. Do you ever wake up in the morning and you know what, you wake up and you say, oh, I don't feel like getting up. Oh, then you think about all this negative stuff. Before you know it, you go back to bed and you miss whatever you were supposed to do. Yeah, it includes work sometimes, you know, like you have to get up, you have to do it. So you push a little further, a little further. So instead of saying those, oh, I don't want to get up, do the opposite. Oh, it's going to be a wonderful day. I mean, yeah, you don't feel it internally right away, but if you keep on moving along and walking around, you know what? Endorphins start to kick in and you start to feel it, and you're starting to say, hey, I think I know what I need to do. And before you know it, you have a smile on your face from ear to ear. You know, I know sometimes it's hard to, you know, feel positive and happy when we don't have as much sun, because, you know, it's winter time for many of us. Some of us are experiencing warmer climates, and you know, if you don't have the sun, you know what I'm talking about. So that's why I'm talking to you. If it's a rainy day, you know, just try to make it bright and sunny. I like to look at pictures of sunny. I look at videos of sunshine. Maybe my old videos that I recorded, you know, back in the summertime, you know, or maybe in the wintertime we have a lot of sun and it's kind of like snow blindness. You know, you just can't see. And I love it when it's that way as well. So the healing is happening for divine masculines. When you're going through something, and you know what, when we left a very challenging 2019 year, there's a lot of healing, work that we need to do. There's a lot of shadow work that we're releasing, and maybe you're still feeling it. Yes, you may still feel it from a deep shift that you've been, you know, changing something inside of you internally, and you may not know exactly what that may be, but it's part of your transformation. The transformation is deep, the transformation is intense, and you know what, transforming from one end to the other end can be a challenge. Divine masculines know that it's time, that the changes that are necessary, like we've been seeing in the previous readings, may not happen all at once. And just because they don't happen all at once doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. They come in layers. And if you can just tone it down and taper down everything that you're feeling, that impatient feeling. Divine masculine wants to come back into their own, how could I say, their own skin, so to speak. Not that you're not in your own skin, but you know what I'm saying. Like, they don't feel like themselves. Sometimes we get to that point, and then when they're involved in a relationship, they're not really being their true authentic self. So maybe you're involved with somebody and you notice something, that you're not really being the person that you normally was. You don't feel comfortable in your skin for whatever reason. There's a lot of reasons why you don't feel like yourself, but maybe because you're transforming. Maybe there is something coming through, or maybe that partner, your divine partner, they're transforming. They're going through something, because there's healing work. There is shadow work. There is a lot of healing work that goes on with divine partners. I will say this. They go through the most. Once they find each other, they go through the most challenges, especially twin flames. There's a lot of energy work that they need to come to terms with. Not that I'm saying everybody is going through that, but many of the divine partners, there's different levels, and there's different types that go through this. Or maybe you're looking for that person. So however it's happening, it's remembrance. And remember who you are. Remember that person deep inside is still there. And you are an amazing, beautiful, wonderful person inside. Beautiful soul. Say that every day. You know what happens? You become, you are, you shine. You are that beautiful, amazing person. Okay? Divine masculine has been kind of like procrastinating, not been, themselves, not been going through the motions of, well, with the flow, and that's, that's what we see a lot lately with the divine masculine. Though they know it, though they've been, trying to come out, we've been seeing a lot of, oh, they're about to come out, they're about to open up, they're about to do something, but then they go right back into it. Like, this is part of a pattern. And you know what? The pattern doesn't necessarily have to be a certain label of a soul connection, guys. Seriously, because they're going through all this this shadow work that they release a lot, they end up finding something else that pulls them in. And that's where a lot of people are at right now. It's not a bad thing. It's not because you're not good enough, or you're not worthy, or you're not able to do it. You are. And because things are going through all of this, thinking back and remembering, because these two cards together represent a lot. I mean, totally. As you can see, they're very, very beautiful and very powerful. They represent the same thing almost, healing and remembering who they are. Because once you start healing, awakenings happen, and you start to heal. You start to feel, hey, I got it. I know where I'm at. That's basically what you're doing. Change. Oh, beautiful card. I love it. Changes, walking through this beautiful path. And you know what? It's amazing. The change is happening. Sun is shining, and it looks like it's a moon or a sun. I don't know. Maybe it's both. But anyways, it's just a beautiful artwork. Changes are necessary right now for divine feminines to get back on track, to get back to where they need to go, to find their inner light to shine. Because not that they can't shine, and not because they don't want to, it's because they've been hurting. They've been hurting, and they're too going through a healing phase. Maybe a little different than divine masculine, because divine masculine, they kind of like, when they're healing, they kind of like become not bitter, but they become like, I don't want to be bothered. Don't talk to me. Kind of like, I just don't want to be, I want to be left alone. Like that's what the divine masculine, and they run. Divine feminines do like a little bit of the opposite. They want attention, or they want a feeling to feel love again. And they tend to not allow themselves to feel good about themselves. So kind of like they self-reflect a lot, but in a way where they trigger off certain seeds that end up growing, but you can control that. Okay. So it's not something that I will say that you are doing, but you can. So that's why it's a good idea to recognize it before it happens. And that must have been a message, because I don't get anything from the cards. I'm just feeling a message. Let your soul shine. And this is one of my favorite cards of this deck. It's a gorgeous deck, and it's the sacred energy of light, I believe. I don't know. I'll put the description in the cards I will put the name of the cards in the description area. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my words, guys. Yeah, so let your light shine. Just exactly the way it says. It's beautiful. I have a poster like that. I have to show you guys one day that I found somewhere, and I have it and I look at it all the time. But yeah, in order for the change to happen, it's time, divine feminines, time to change that one-way thinking. Yeah, thinking back and looking back and saying, I'm getting hit over and over and over. Yes, maybe it does feel that way, but it doesn't have to be that way. Because if you keep reliving it and if you keep going back to it, you are going in this like hamster wheel and you're reliving it, and it's getting worse. And before you know it, you're never going to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I like to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I like to see the rainbow. Yeah, I love rainbows. You guys know that. And we all love rainbows. Who doesn't love a rainbow, right? And especially when it's over Niagara Falls, so beautiful, okay? But manifestation is about to happen. Manifesting your dreams. You see this wizard, looks like Merlin. Maybe it is Merlin, magical Merlin. And he's got this powerful wand in his hand. And I'm excited. So that's why I talk with a lot of passion and what I feel. And it's amazing, as you could see. So manifestation to bring out that true energy, that light, that beauty inside of you. Let that light shine. Divine feminines, when you're focusing so much on why did this happen? Why did my life turn out this way? Why didn't I get this? Why didn't this happen? And, go out of a previous year. I'm not going to say it was last year. Maybe it was the year before, or maybe 20 years ago. But whenever it was, coming out of a bad or challenging year, no year is bad if you're still here in this earth, right? That's the way I look at it. Not that that's bad either, but I mean, it's a figure of speech. You're here, you're breathing, you're living. So not that it's a bad time or it's a negative time. I'll say negative or challenging, but it's because you're looking at it so drastically. Move on. Like when we move forward, when we walk, do you ever have that feeling like, oh, someone's following me? And you look back and you go, okay, no one's there. And then you walk and walk, no one's following me. And you walk and you walk and you walk, and no one's following. And you just keep being repetitive over and over. And, like some of us may have like an OCD thing, like I do sometimes. But no, not that that's a bad thing either. I'm not laughing, but I'm just trying to make a point. You don't look like who you truly are. So you don't act like you truly are. You're not your authentic self because you're too busy looking in the back of you, looking over your shoulder. You're never going to go anywhere. Guess what? You're just stuck spinning the hamster wheel, right? And that's not good, because then that means one thing. You could have just been walking along, not looking back, not maybe looking around you just to see the vision. It's common. It's very common not to look behind you, because behind you is gone. Like when we drive, some of us when we drive, or we're in, we're taking public transportation, or we're in our Ubers or whatever we're at, we don't keep looking behind and just saying, what's going on over there? No, we want to see what's in front. That's the idea, right? Because when we're moving forward, we are moving forward. And that's what we want to do in our lives, because when we move forward, we get somewhere, and we find more, and we evolve. Yeah. And it can be a very difficult time for a lot of us, but you know what I'm talking about. Sensitivity. You may be very sensitive to a lot of things. You may be feeling a lot of sensitivity from people, the sensitive energy that you have. Maybe you have this high sensitive feeling over someone that, are they saying something to me, or is somebody doing something to me, or maybe that person doesn't care, or, being sensitive can trigger off a lot to prevent you from letting your soul shine, because you're too busy looking behind you. You're too busy looking at that person and that person and that person. Sensitivity can be a beautiful thing, though, as well. It's not that sensitivity is always negative, because a lot of people, when you tell people, I know I used to, I say, well, I'm very sensitive. And they used to go, oh, okay, now I understand. And I'm like, what does that mean? So I'm sensitive, meaning I'm very compassionate. I'm sympathetic to other people. I love people, and I care. I think that's what my version of sensitivity was growing up. I care and I feel for you, and I just take in a lot. So I have more of a smile on my face, not negative. So I had more than one person like in my past tell me that, oh, you're very sensitive. I see. Okay. And it's like, that's not anything to be, looking at me and rolling your eyes over. People can be that way. You know what you do with those kind of people? Walk away, because those people will make you feel like you did something wrong, and you didn't do nothing wrong, because you were just a loving, compassionate, sensitive, beautiful, warm you. Yeah. And you know what? I just say goodbye. You meet a lot more people like yourself, and then you understand each other. And you know how great that is, because you don't say I'm sorry everything. No, we work on that. I know I do. I always work on it, because I say I'm sorry at every little thing. Not that I'm sorry, but when you just you bump someone, oh sorry, not that I tended to do that. So now I just say, oh, excuse me. So I've learned to work with it. So by working with your sensitivity, like somebody not remembering a certain date, maybe your birthday, maybe an anniversary, or just something special that you had planned, or just anything in general, that's nothing to take personal, because people do forget. And that's another thing. Sometimes we I'm not going to go into what I go through, but you know what I'm talking about. That's one thing why I talk about my journals, my planners, because you have to remember. Even on my phone, I have a planner in my phone. You have to put these things together, because things happen, and you don't mean to like forget someone's special day or special thing or whatever, because a lot of factors can take in place. Mercury retrograde. Not that I was talking about Mercury retrograde. I just, gave it a little example, because that's when things usually go a little haywire. Or when the full moon happens, we get a little overly sensitive, okay? Overly sensitive is one thing. Being sensitive and being empathic to people, you know what? I think that's a blessing. I think that's really a blessing, when you can feel for somebody and really feel for that person, and it's like, wow, I feel for them. You feel it right here. You feel it right in your heart. And sometimes you take on too much, though. That's what you have to be careful about. Someone is going through something really, really intense, and you find yourself picturing yourself in their shoes, and you end up absorbing what they're going through. And you got what I'm saying. I mean, I have sometimes a difficult time. I get very close with a lot of people, and I talk to people on a daily basis, constantly. That's just what I do, and it's my work, it's my life, it's my what I'm here for. And I end up taking what they're going through, and I cry, and I feel so emotional, and my husband will come to me and say, what's going on? Are you okay? Of course I'm okay. It's just I'm feeling. So I purge, I let go, I release. That's basically because I'm feeling for that person. And that person, I don't even know really that person, but I just feel. We could watch a movie, a TV show, or somebody that we know, that we love, we're fans of. When they pass away, something happens to them, we cry. That's being sympathetic. That's being really like, that's because you're empathic. You really tuned in, and maybe you're connected to that person in some type of way. Just because if somebody is a celebrity doesn't mean that you're not connected to them. I've seen it happen tons of times, okay? Because we have a connection. Maybe you're not meant to meet that person, but maybe you are. But even if you're not meant to meet that person, that person brings something to you, okay? So I'm not talking about being a fan and finding somebody, but I'm just giving an example how sensitivity works. It works from, like, not from just the physical contact, but also from people from that passed on too. You feel your loved ones. You can feel them in a dream. You just know. I mean, I've dreamt of my loved ones in the past, and it made me feel good because I was close to them. In your dream, you actually did not even feel like they passed away. You ever feel that way? Do you ever dream of somebody and say, was that a real dream? Was that a lucid dream? Was that a vivid dream? You know what? Write it down, because possibly it was more of a dream revealing a message to you. Sometimes loved ones come to us, however they do. It's all a mystery. We can't pinpoint everything. I wish we could, but everybody has like their own gifts. Develop your gifts. For 2020, this is a year of manifestation, and that may be your own spiritual gifts, to find who you truly are, what you need to do to serve this world. You know what? This world may not be ideal, what we would like it to be in a perfect world, but it is our world, and you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it, and I'll do whatever I can, because it's still beautiful. There are still loving people. There are still wonderful people on this earth. And you know what? There's many places, and we can still live healthy and happy lives. I'm so grateful for that. I don't put the news on because I don't want to see things that I'm uncomfortable with, because I don't follow along with things like that. But you got what I'm saying. When it comes to love, you must love yourself. You must adore yourself. You must understand yourself. Understand, you did not do nothing wrong. You did not do anything wrong to anyone else. Forgive yourself, okay? Start the new year with forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself because you did not do anything wrong. Seriously, that's a message. That's a message, because none of these cards are revealing that. They're revealing manifestation. So manifestation is, okay, these are the messages that are coming through. Manifesting your deepest desires, and that's to be happy, and that's to find the true love in your life. If you're with someone, if you're apart from someone, if you're searching for someone, okay? Love is right there, because you just have to grab it. It's manifesting. This is going to be an amazing, wonderful year, okay? It doesn't matter if you're watching this in 2022 or 2025, if YouTube, well, no, YouTube will still be here. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. But I mean, wherever you are, okay, wherever you're watching this video, there's no date set, okay? Just because I have my little tree in the back and I'm talking about 2020, sometimes messages are revealed ahead of time and we don't understand why. It just happens that way. It's from the divine. There is no physical time. It's not synced with our spiritual time, okay? So it's getting close for me to give my little kisses her injections. So until next time, well, actually, I forgot a few words. I just glanced at the time and I saw, okay, I hope that this reading video resonated with you. There was a lot of powerful messages, because I've been getting like a lot of messages this past week, and you know what? It's wonderful. I hope you can take what resonates with you, and if it doesn't, no biggie. Leave what doesn't. It's just not every video is going to resonate with you, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, and if you'd like to get your own personalized reading, I do offer phone chat and email readings. I understand I've been a little backed up, so sometimes I don't get back to you guys right away, but I do get back to you guys, so please just be patient. It's going to be like a wonderful time for everyone this year, and I know for years to come. So if you have any questions, just post them down in the description area. Also, one last thing, I just want to say, Happy New Year. God bless you guys, all of you, each and every one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all that you've done, all your support, all your comments, shares, and likes, and, just reaching out to me, because it means the world to me. Okay, so until next time, peace be with you all. Namaste.